Have you ever caught yourself thinking, oh, good grief, I am a hot mess. What can I use as an excuse? Maybe the thought wasn't even that well formed, but more of a feeling of just, how do I justify my flaky behavior? Your energy is low, your brain is foggy, you're dropping balls, you're forgetting things. But at the same time, nothing concrete has really happened, so you feel like you're making up excuses. I had that exact thought this week, and then I realized something. This is real. Living with uncertainty is just as exhausting and disruptive as something happening, not just mentally, but physically too. And if you are living with fibromyalgia, the impact of that uncertainty is amplified. Welcome to the Fibromyalgia Podcast. I'm Tami Stackelhouse, fibromyalgia coach, author, and founder of the International Fibromyalgia Coaching Institute. The goal of this podcast is to empower you with access to the dream team of experts and coaches I've discovered are key to living the fibro life you love. From the comfort of your own home, and maybe even your pajamas, I'll help you take back control of your life and health. To help out with fibro fog, I always include full show notes and additional resources at fibromyalgiapodcast.com. Hi, I'm your coach, Tami Stackelhouse, and this is episode 185. I want to be real with you guys right here. I had a whole different thing planned for today. In fact, this is the first episode of Fibromyalgia Awareness Month, and I had a whole thing planned for the month. Episodes that built on each other and worked with the articles that our coaches are writing for the Fibro Compass, and life just had other plans. So instead of forcing myself to follow the script, I am going to give you a peek at my real life. I'm just going to be real with you guys here today. I think there's some lessons that can come out of what I've been going through the last month or so. And I think sometimes that peek behind the curtain is a lot more valuable while it's happening than after I get through the whole thing and then can show you the fully polished version of here's what happened, right? This is going to be the dirty version. So here we are, responding to what life is sending our way instead of trying to push through. And I think that is kind of the first lesson. When life throws a curveball, we have to respond to it. We don't just push through. So at the beginning of this episode, you heard me share my story of thinking, oh, what can I use as an excuse? Let me tell you a little bit more about that. I was running a little bit late to teach one of my classes. I knew I was going to be hopping on Zoom a few minutes late, and I don't even know if I fully had the thought of what can I use as an excuse, but it was definitely that feeling. I'm feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm a hot mess. I got to be the professional. I'm the teacher. I'm supposed to be there on time. And how can I explain this to my students why I'm late? And in that thought, in that moment of thinking that word, excuse, I realized something. Wait a minute. This is real. What I'm going through is real. So here's the background. A few weeks ago, I had to go in for a breast biopsy. I had had some things showing up on a mammogram and they wanted to do a needle biopsy. I wasn't too worried. Like, I figured I'd go in, I'd come out, it'd be no big deal. However, after I left, it was sort of hanging over my head, right? What are the test results going to show? By the way, I have gotten those back, not cancer, but also not totally normal either. So now, instead of the test results hanging over my head, what's hanging over my head is they want to do an excision biopsy. That means a knife, not a needle. I will be honest with you, I am way more scared of that knife than I am of any results that they might find. The results are very unlikely to be anything to worry about. So I'm not really worried about that. Knife, on the other hand, is a little scarier. But regardless, it's the uncertainty. It's the fact that there's this thing hanging over my head that's not done yet. I don't have all the answers yet. I don't know if it's good news or if it's bad news. I don't know what date the surgery is going to be. There's just so much uncertainty. It's like on a computer when you have too many programs open, too many browser tabs open. That uncertainty is taking part of my brain power. It is taking part of my energy. So as I was thinking, I can use this thing as an excuse. If I tell them about this, they'll understand and they won't think I'm just being a flake. But then the very next second, the other shoe drops and I realize, oh, yeah, that's because this is a real thing. And I think one of the things that all of us do is that we underestimate the impact of something like uncertainty on our lives. It drains our brain power, like I said. For a lot of people, that uncertainty causes a lot of stress, and stress makes our fibro symptoms worse. Now, I am a playmaker. And by the way, if you don't know your fibromyalgia wellness style, go take the quiz. It'll be in the show notes here, but go take that quiz and what I'm about to say will make more sense to you. But as a playmaker, I don't really worry a whole lot. That's just not part of who I am. And if you are a playmaker or if you're a prevailer, depending on how close you are to the line, you probably don't worry that much either. Now, our perfectionists and our ponderers, you are worriers, and that's okay. We need people. I happen to be married to a ponderer, and it's good because he worries about things when I don't, and so it kind of makes us even. It gives us a correct amount of worrying if I don't and he worries a lot. But anyway, if you are a playmaker or a prevailer, you might find yourself not really worrying per se. And so it comes as a surprise that these moments of uncertainty are impacting your symptoms, causing that brain fog, maybe making you more tired, giving you a lower capacity for functioning. If you are a ponderer or if you are a perfectionist, then you are worrying a little bit more. Maybe it doesn't catch you quite as off guard, but you're also get caught up with that mental drain, that physical drain, worse symptoms. In addition to that, the worrying. We need to be aware of how this uncertainty can impact us. And I will tell you, the time that I very first became aware of this and how easy it is for us to underestimate it was during the pandemic. Even for my clients, their lives maybe hadn't changed at all. Like, to be completely honest, my life didn't really change at all during the pandemic. I work from home. All my friends are online. I teach class online. Like, nothing changed, except now I'm not going to the grocery store so much. I'm having my groceries delivered. And maybe I don't have access to all the same medical care or therapies that I might have for my fibromyalgia, right? So for a while, I couldn't get a massage, things like that, right? And so for a lot of us, one of my clients said, it's like the world slowed down to our speed. And that was nice. And in many ways, we actually felt better. Like, if there was someone who had fibromyalgia who was also trying to juggle a job and now they can work at home, they probably felt better during the pandemic. But the thing people were missing was that mental and physical drain of just the uncertainty of the world. Especially at the beginning, and especially living here in Seattle, where things kind of all kicked off. Now we know it kind of started elsewhere, but at the time, crazy things were happening down the road from me, and we didn't know why all these people were dying. That uncertainty, again, was so underestimated for everybody just feeling exhausted, everybody feeling overwhelmed, everybody feeling foggy and all the things, right? and saying to me, I don't know why. Why am I so tired? I'm actually doing less right now. Why can't my brain work? There's actually less going on right now. Yes, there might be less going on your calendar, but there is not less going on in the world. So I think it's really important to remember that your body, your fibromyalgia, your brain, your emotions, your spirit, all of you is responding to uncertainty, not just responding to something happening, right? Something maybe happening is almost worse than something actually happening. So, my lesson for you here today, again, is to not underestimate that. This isn't just stress. This isn't just you being a flake. This isn't just you're a hot mess. This isn't just why am I dropping all the balls right now? This is normal, right? It's taking up brain space. You've got too many browser tabs open. This is not an excuse. It is a real thing. And so, because it's a real thing, we need to adjust some of our expectations. So, I was proceeding along like everything was normal. I just went in and it was not even an hour long. They took the sample. I went home like I had a Band-Aid and an ice pack in my bra, and that was basically it. So the rest of that week, I'm working, doing all the things like normal. Week after that, doing all the things like normal, only finding that I can't. I can't do all the things like normal, right? And once I had that realization, oh, this is a real thing. It's really pulling my brain power. It's really pulling my energy. I was able to adjust my expectations. I reached out to our alumni. I knew there were several of them that were waiting to hear back from me on different things. And I just made a post in our alumni association and said, hey guys, here's what's going on with me. If I'm a flake right now, this is why. And I just might need a few more reminders. I might need a little extra grace. And eventually we'll get through this and we'll be fine. But for now, part of my brain is being used elsewhere. Right around the same time that I made that post and started adjusting my calendar a little bit, one of our coaches wrote an article for our online magazine, the Fibro Compass. Dr. Robin Pfaff wrote an article on creating steadiness in times of uncertainty. And when she wrote that article, that was like another shoe drop. That's like 3 shoes, but whatever. That other realization of, that's the word for it, uncertainty. I didn't really have a word for that until she wrote her article. I was just thinking there's this thing happening in my life and it's taking up brain power. But the thing that really was the problem is the uncertainty of it all. When are they going to schedule the surgery? Is it going to affect when I have classes? How big of a deal is this going to be? How much downtime am I going to have? And yeah, that little bit of, are they going to find something I don't want them to find? But it's the uncertainty more than any of that. And so I want to share Dr. Robin's article with you. It is called, again, Creating Steadiness in Times of Uncertainty. She talks about what actually is happening in your body. She gives some really great tools to help you develop that steadiness. She uses mindful self-compassion to help with that. And I want to add to what she has said in her article and give you those 2 things that we've already talked about. Number 1, don't underestimate how much uncertainty is going to affect you. If you ever find yourself more tired than you think you should be, if you find yourself with less brain power than you think that you should have, don't just look at what is happening in your life. Look at what might happen. Look at those uncertain things. I tell you what, right now in the world, there is a lot of uncertainty. And depending on who you are, where you live, other things about your life, there may be even more reasons for uncertainty right now in our world. In addition to that, we live with fibromyalgia, right? And unless you have figured out how to get your fibromyalgia under control, which by the way is possible, and we can help you get there. If you haven't gotten there yet, though, that's uncertain, right? You wake up and you don't know if it's going to be a good day or a bad day. You can't make plans because I don't know how I'm going to feel on Tuesday next week. And yes, there is a lot that we can do to better manage our fibromyalgia, to understand our bodies better, to get your life back. But also, just living with fibromyalgia is an uncertain thing. We respond differently to things. I got an email from a friend earlier today about how she'd gotten a virus and was having trouble recovering from it. That is the kind of uncertainty that comes with fibromyalgia. Even if your fibromyalgia is completely under control, and I'm not saying it is, but even if it was, something like an illness or a car accident or extra stress in your life, that could change this whole picture immediately, right? So my fibromyalgia has actually been in remission for many years. And I want to be clear, that is actually a medical diagnosis from my doctor. That is not a word I chose. She told me my fibromyalgia has been in remission for many years. But you know what? Something could happen today and tomorrow it's not. I don't anticipate that, but it could happen. And so for some of you, particularly our perfectionists and our ponderers, you might find even that uncertainty sapping your brain power and sapping your energy. That is the thing, giving it enough credit. The second thing that we've been talking about here is giving yourself that grace, giving yourself flexibility, changing those expectations, and creating some calm inside yourself when there's uncertainty outside. And again, Dr. Robin gives you some really good tools in her article, which we will link to in today's show notes. I really consider her article to sort of be the other half of this episode. So make sure you go take a look at it. So as we wrap up, I want you to know that if you are feeling off, that makes sense, right? It doesn't mean you're failing. It does not mean you're a hot mess. It doesn't mean you're flaky. It just means there's something going on in your life beyond your control. It means you need to take extra good care of yourself. This is not the time to go out and do more. Dr. Robin talks about this in her article. I forget the word she uses for it, but basically we try to control our lives over functioning. That's what she called it. We try to control things, particularly our perfectionists. That's what perfectionists do. But all of us do that, right? It's like just like me keeping on like everything's normal, holding all my classes like everything's normal. But instead, what I really needed to do, which is what I've done this past week, I'm recording this at the end of the week, and the whole first part of this week, I slept as much as I wanted to. I canceled all my plans. I rescheduled even a haircut so that I could do nothing, like truly do nothing, and just take care of myself, right? That is what we need in moments like this. We need to give ourselves that grace. We need to give ourselves permission. So if you're somebody who needs permission, I'm giving you permission right now. You have my permission to cancel plans, to sleep in, to go to bed early, to take a nap, to whatever it is you need to do. This is the time to give your body physical support. I am going to actually record an episode about this. I don't know when it'll happen, but I am going to record an episode about how I have physically helped myself prepare for this. There are very specific things I did, extra medications, extra supplements, extra chiropractor appointments, all kinds of different things I did. That'll be another episode. But give yourself permission to do that. If you need more, you need more. right? Treat yourself as if you broke your foot, right? And you need other people to take care of you because you're supposed to stay off that foot. Or treat yourself like you just had your appendix removed and you're supposed to kind of relax and lay low, right? Give yourself permission to take care of yourself the way that your body is asking for you to. All right. And no, you're not alone. I am going through this right now. You'll notice I'm in my comfy hoodie and just relaxing actually here on a Saturday. And I had this on my heart. And so I wanted to come in and share this with you while it was there. So as we wrap up, I don't know what the future holds, right? I don't even know what the future holds for this podcast, right? Like I fully plan on recording on our normal, regular, every other week schedule. I have episodes planned, but depending on how my body feels, you might pop in here someday and see a little announcement that says there's no episode today because I need that time. And that's okay. It's okay if you need it too. All right, I'm going to leave it there for today. I will see you back here when I see you back here. Meanwhile, I hope you come find me on social media because I am still watching that. I am still replying to comments and posting out there. And go take the Fibromyalgia Wellness Style quiz if you haven't done that yet. Knowing your Fibromyalgia Wellness Style can help make sense of how you respond to the things happening in your life. And definitely, go check out Dr. Robin's article, Creating Steadiness in Times of Uncertainty. That is on the Fibro Compass, which is just fibrocompass.com, but we will have a link in today's show notes too. Take good care of yourself, and I'll see you when I see you. And that wraps up another episode of the Fibromyalgia Podcast. I'm your coach, Tami Stackelhouse. For daily doses of hope, inspiration, and practical advice, come hang out with me on Facebook. Visit facebook.com/fibrocoach to find my personal coaching page and connect with me directly. To find the show notes, additional resources, or to schedule a consultation with me or one of my coaches, visit fibromyalgiapodcast.com.